Hello, I'm Angel, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a subscriber. Today, I'm joined by my very good friend, Kelli.
Hello!
And today, we're going to talk about choosing a topic for your history paper. Kelli, what do you think are the challenges of choosing a topic?
Well, let's say by an instructor or professor, or even in your own writing, you get 19th century British law. That could be a challenge,
Yeah.
considering not everybody's interested in, British law. Maybe not in, maybe like 18th century, 17th century, something really, 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 really old. Dive right in. That's the key.
Mm-hmm.
Just dive in, and maybe you'll find something you're interested in.
Right. I think another mistake that people sometimes make is they rush into it. The first thing that comes to their mind on a topic, they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. And so they commit to it. But I find that if I take the night, because usually you don't have to turn in your idea the same day it's announced.
That is true.
Do a quick Google search, Google Scholar search,
Yes.
just to see if there's any sources out there. If you read one or two of those things and it actually still looks interesting,
Then you can go ahead with that.
exactly.
But no, you're right. That is, so take your time and either find out what's out there or do a quick search.
Yeah,
And if you're still interested in it, then go for it.
right.
Well, I guess it's the availability of sources all around.
That is so true. What do you think are some of the mistakes people make when they are looking at their research, not finding what they want to find?
My cohort was writing on Hannibal, and he was having trouble finding sources.
No doubt.
Yeah. Check your key terms. Your key terms are vital for any form of research. You could be a word off and not find anything, but either eliminate that word or add that word, and you'll have a plethora of sources. So check your keywords. History's
Right.
not sexy, but it's our job to make it seem sexy. Because yes, sex and scandal sells, but what about the ordinary people? What
Mhm.
about the surrounding people?
Mhm.
Their stories need to be told too, especially in historical writing. Not historical fiction, historical writing, like research, and because the people we hear about, the Elizabeth Gurley Flynns and the Hannibals, who helped them get there?
Right.
They didn't do it on their own.
I think that's a great idea, but I think sometimes we can end up back into the situation we were previously in, where
is
there
true.
aren't enough sources.
This
so
is true.
what do we do when we're trying to figure out what the life of an ordinary person was like in, I don't know, frontier Washington?
Well, newspapers are always a great source. But leaflets and newspapers, they're going to be your best source of information for the surrounding culture, because they wrote about not simply the headlines, but hey, the weather was this on this date. And so you can get a general picture of what life was like via newspapers. And I know they're fairly old-fashioned, but they're a great source of information. Or travel guides, because I know they had travel guides. That can fill in your story a bit with the culture and the practices and, all the daily minutia.
Now, what do you think if you've chosen a topic, you're sort of locked in, and you've realized that it's just too narrow? Do you think it's okay to expand the scope or the temporal context, or both? Really?
First cry, and then and then expand your topic. Well, maybe look at it, if your topic is very narrow, look at it on a national level or an international level. How does it tie in with the context of what was happening in the world at that moment? And maybe not not simply that very, very narrow topic, but it can be expanded. It can be expanded and done so brilliantly if you're able and willing to look at a bigger context and how it fits into a bigger context. Do you always write about something you love? Or do you like go down the rabbit hole of Google searches?
The professor actually built a spreadsheet and said, these are the stories we're going to write for this class.
Oh.
And you need to choose one. I got stuck writing about sagebrush. Was that my first choice? No! Luckily, though, for this particular class, the stories are short. They link to the sagebrush story below. What about you? What is this topic that you got roped into that you weren't excited about?
Okay, so I don't claim to be an ancient historian. I'm not, in any way, shape, or form. I got to talk about, and I say got to because I get the choice to do this, and I get the opportunity to do this, the changing roles of women from Deuteronomy to Leviticus. Or Leviticus to Deuteronomy, pardon me.
Wow.
I did not realize that feminism stretched all the way back to biblical times.
Mm-hmm.
And again, not my first choice of essays. However, I did learn a lot. I learned a lot about the research process versus the topic. And that's invaluable research, especially as a historian.
Right.
But I have friends who are environmental historians, and they would love your sagebrush thing. I actually went to a panel on it at Nationals.
Really?
Well, because I had a friend speaking on it.
Phi Alpha Theta Nationals.
And it was really interesting because it's not a topic I would ever really consider history, but yet it is still history.
Right.
Yeah.
And the best topic that you've ever written on.
That's easy. Take your pick. Betty Crocker and Rosie the Riveter, Elizabeth Gurley Flynn. I tend to pick real or not real powerhouse women who kick a little booty.
Right.
And they take some names doing it.
Yes.
And so, no, easy peasy question.
So that's all for today. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Commitment regret, I think.
Buyer's remorse. Writer's remorse. There we go.
There we go.
Writer's remorse.
Writer's remorse.
No, we're not creepy stuff for historians. Like the plants?
Yes,
Like
the plant.
tumbleweed
Yes.
sagebrush cowboys and stuff?
Yes.
Oh dear God.
Yes.